Hello and welcome to my kitchen, Marsha's kitchen, and today I am going to be making a one pot dal. It's getting cooler here, and this one pot dal is a beautiful hug in the bowl dish, and it's really straightforward to make. And let me just tell you, it's not traditional, it's not the way I was taught to make the dal. However, I find with our busy lives, this one is a really beautiful one, which is straightforward, all into one pot, optional extra. I'll show you later, you can do a darga. However, putting everything into the pot with the water, with the spices, and then cooking red lentils, and red lentils don't take long to cook, you can have a beautiful dal in less than 30 minutes. So here I've washed and drained 200 grams of red lentil dal. Red lentil dal are skinned and split green lentils, and so they don't actually take so long to cook at all, and they actually don't even need any soaking either. I just kind of I'm so used to just washing the dal in case there's any dust or not impurities, but if there's any dust or anything in there. And then I just washed and drained it, and I did actually soak it for about 10 minutes, but it's not a necessity. So something that you can do straight away, you come in. This is also a great dal. You can also pop into the slow cooker as well, and it can kind of cook for a good few hours, but I'm going to show you the easy way. So here is the dal. I've got my 7 everyday spices ready here. I'm not using them all today, but I'll show you the ones I'll be putting in here. I have now also got a chopped up onion, so it was a medium onion that I've chopped up, so that goes in here as well. So like I said, it's a one pot, throw it all in, and then it just cooks for about 20 minutes or so. I have got a good heaped teaspoon of grated garlic, so that was about 4 cloves and about a thumb of ginger grated, and I've got 2 green chilies. You can leave out the green chilies if you want, and you can also instead put red chili powder in as well. I'll just grab my spoons. Okay, all right, so we've got red lentils, onions, freshly grated ginger, garlic and chili. Into this I'm now going to pop in a teaspoon of salt, and again you can taste it afterwards and adjust that as well. Now with the everyday spices, I'm putting in half a teaspoon of ground turmeric, so just mix that in. So I'm just throwing everything in at the moment. I have got here, this is ground cumin seeds, so they go in. So that was just over half a teaspoon. This here, which gives all the flavor also, is ground coriander, so a little bit more of that, so nice big heaped teaspoon of that. I have got cumin seeds here, and I'll show you later on what I'll do with the cumin seeds and some extra garlic for this. Okay, so pop that aside. 200 grams of lentils. To that I'm adding about 600 milliliters of water. It's just normal tap water, it hasn't been boiled or anything, it's just straight cold water. Mix that all up, and then I'm going to pop it to the side over here and let that start cooking. So I'll just pop that there. I'm also going to show you 2 ingredient naan. So this is coming over, actually I'll put it over to this side here, and I'll occasionally bring it over and show you the progress. So this is how it's looking, and it's not going to take that long to cook. You can cook it actually at a lower temperature. At that stage you can also pop it into the slow cooker as well. So I'm just going to allow it to simmer here, and while that is simmering I'm going to show you my 2 ingredient naan. So actually I can just bring this board over here. So for my 2 ingredient naan, I have got 200 grams of self-raising flour. I've got plain self-raising flour, but I've also made these with wholemeal self-raising flour, and they're absolutely delicious as well. To this I'm just going to add just a pinch of salt, and that's it. Now I've also got here weighed out 200 grams, so equal quantities. I might just need a little bit less of Greek yogurt, and then that goes into here, and that's it. And now I'm just going to make this into a dough. And most important thing is that it just needs resting. So even though I'm going to make the dough now, I have actually made a dough earlier. I made it about an hour ago, so that one has been rested, because I do find in order to make these 2 ingredient naans really nice and soft and pillowy, they do need time to rest. So you do need time for the actual dough to rest. So, you know, if you can give it a couple of hours, actually even overnight is great as well. This naan recipe, or flatbread, has been around for ages, and it's simply self-raising flour, so it's already got a raising agent in there, and Greek yogurt. I tend to use just normal full fat Greek yogurt. I don't use the low fat one, and it works really well with that as well. And yeah, and it also works really well with wholemeal flour as well. So if you've just joined me now, I'm making a 1-pot dal. So the dal is cooking over on the side. It's a red lentil dal, and I put everything into the pot with the onions. So the onions, ginger, garlic, chili, and the spices, ground coriander, ground cumin, turmeric. I didn't put any chili powder in today because I had some green chilies. So if you haven't got green chilies, you can then put in red chili powder in. Okay, so this dough is nicely coming together. So it was equal quantity. So if you want to try this, if you go to my link in bio, I've got my freebie 7 recipe challenge. Not really, it's a challenge in the sense try them all. But yeah, it's got this recipe here, and it's got the 1-pot dal in it as well. And if you go over onto my videos, last week I made a sambara, so that's on there. The sambara on the dal would go really nicely together. Plus I made a jeera rice as well. So I think, well, I did another one as well last week. Anyway, so the dough's coming together really nicely. It feels like it's really sticky and you want to add more flour, but don't. Just use the quantities, like I said, equal amounts of both. So 100 grams of self-raising flour and 100 grams of yogurt, Greek yogurt. And then I'll just kind of like swoop that all to the side and slowly bring it together. There you go. This dough is so good. It's so versatile as well. In the sense that you can kind of like make this, leave it in the fridge. Even if you kind of like want to make them fresh just as you eat, you can make the dough a little bit beforehand as well, like even the night before, and it's great as well. You can also freeze this dough as well. The naans are really great if you've made them like at the beginning of the week. It is a little bit sticky, so I've got some flour ready here, but not too much. I'm not going to put too much in, just a little bit to coat it, and I think that might just do it. Yeah, so you can have the dough made beforehand. You can also make these naans and you know, use them throughout the week. Just store them in the fridge, or make the naans and freeze them as well. And yeah, they're delicious. Most important thing is that they're really straightforward to make. You see the ingredients that are going into it, and it's just simply flour, self-raising flour. You can use wholemeal flour. If you don't want to use all wholemeal flour, do half and half as well. To this dough, you know, like I've just shown you right now, really simple, like I've just put some salt in there. But you can put nigella seeds in, you can make it into garlic naan, and to cook them is really easy as well. It's just on a dry, flat pan as well, like I'm going to show you now. So just slowly, just scrape all the dough off my hands. And yeah, then that is ready. Now I'm going to let this sit. However, like I said, I have made one beforehand, the dough which has been sitting for a little while, so I'll be using that to roll the naans out and cook the naans as well. Okay, so to cook the naan, all you need is a dry flat pan or a frying pan, not flying, frying pan. You just need a frying pan. You don't need any oil or anything to cook them with. It's just really, really simple, really easy. And if you want to then brush it with some butter or some garlic butter, you could do that as well, and that is great as well. Yeah, come over. Come and have dinner. You know, you can't beat a humble dish. You know, that's what I'm all about here, is using humble ingredients and using spices. So when I cook, and I always have done, we've always had we've been in an Indian family, a spice tin. And so what I do is I teach Indian cooking the easy way. So you see what you're putting in, you're only using a few ingredients, like not even in all dishes do you need to put all 7. But if you've got your 7 spices, mustard seeds, cumin seeds, ground coriander, ground cumin, chili powder and turmeric, and then a few aromatics meaning like cinnamon stick, whole cloves and cardamom. There you go, that's ready. Now you could put a little bit of olive oil on your hands and pat it down and leave it there to sit, but I think I'll just do that for now. And I'm actually, because I'm going to roll them out, I'm not going to wash my hands. Normally I would, but I don't think I need to. And so I'm going to refigure my little space here, pop that into the wash. And actually no, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pop this here. So I'll just show you that I'm going to be cooking it on my flat pan just over here. See if you can, no, that's better. You can see it all here. I'm going to pop it on as I want it to start getting hot. I've just got a tiny little heat coming through the pan here. So that's on. And again, it's like when you're making pancakes as well. It'll work, and when making chapatis as well, it kind of like works really well when the pan gets really nice and hot as well, but not really like hot that you burn as well. You want to also be rolling the naans out so they're even and no particular shape. It doesn't matter about the shape, but they're even. So here's the dough that I made earlier. And I'm just going to break off, not measuring anything at all at the moment either. I'm just going to break off a golf-sized piece. I'm just kind of moving this all to the side. Now, as the dal cooks, I'm going to roll these out. So I'll just get my station ready here. So for rolling them out, I'll just turn it around slightly. Pop this over here to the side. I have got my board and a rolling pin or a vellum. You can just do it with a normal rolling pin as well, that is fine. And then I've got the flour for dredging, which I will just pop in. Actually, I'm just going to wash my hands. So yeah, so that's all ready. And I think best when you make these, also, roll them out first. Once you've rolled them all out, let them sit for a few minutes, Just dry my hands. Yeah, roll them all out, and then you can cook them all in one go. And then I've got my little container ready to pop them in as well. Okay, so you can see everything all right. Actually, I think what I'll do, I'll just refigure this again. It's just because of now that we're in autumn, the kitchen's quite dark, so I'm just trying to be as close to the window as possible to let the natural light in. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll them out, roll about 3 out or so, and then I will then show you how to cook them. Really easy. Okay, so here's the dough. So yeah, about a golf size. This doesn't matter really. You can make them how you like them as well, like your preference. You know, once you start making them, you get used to how you'd like them to be. They can be smaller ones, they can be larger ones. It really doesn't matter. You can make them your own. Then what I've done is I've dredged it in some flour, and I'm just going to gently roll them forward and back. Really simple. Just roll them. I'm actually going to try and get them as thin as possible as well, because of the self-raising flour in them. They are going to rise as well. So let's just get them rolled out as such. You can also just do this on a chopping board. You can also just do it on a surface. And because I've different to a chapati, I'm kind of like not focusing on getting them to be round at all. I'm just kind of like doing them in the long oblong shape, in the shape of a naan. And there you go. Like so. I'm just gonna show you the dal as it's cooking. I might just bring this over and show the dal. Can you see that? So that's just simmering away. Let's pop that back here. And so that's cooking away. So once the dal is actually cooked, and it doesn't actually take so long after we've made a few of these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a tadka, a flavour bomb for the dal. So I just realised I've got my oil out. We're going to season the oil with sliced up garlic and cumin seeds, and then add that to the dal. What we call a tadka, or we call it also, I've grown up calling it a vagar, and it's a really simple vagar tadka of cumin seeds and garlic. I just love it. And especially if you like garlic, it is lovely. Okay, pop these onto the board here on the side. So I'll just pop a few here. Okay. So to get these recipes, head over to my link in bio, and you will see the freebie. That's the 7 free recipes. There is also, if you want to learn to cook step by step with videos as well, I also have a digital course, online course, Spice Tin Recipe Club there as well, and that takes you further into still using 7 everyday spices, and it's a great introduction for beginners. Okay, so my kitchen is smelling lovely. I can smell the dal, and I'm just about to roll out the second naan. And sometimes what I do is I sprinkle onto these nigella seeds as well. They're onion seeds, and they're really lovely, really nice as well. So, okay, let's roll this out. So it's really great, like, you know, you actually getting to see what ingredients you're putting into your food, and if you're looking to, you know, eat more homemade food made from scratch, you know, follow me, subscribe to the channel, and that's what I'm all about, teaching Indian cooking using 7 spices, 7 everyday spices as a beginner, so that you get used to spices. It's a great place to start. I mean, I have been cooking Indian cooking for over 40 years now. I still use all of these. I mean, occasional time, yeah, I will use something different, in the sense of, yeah, I will use like fenugreek seeds, that's the other one, and sometimes fennel. But on the whole, I would say 99% of my cooking, when I do Indian dishes, is from these 7 spices. So, yeah, for everyone really. But if you love Indian dishes, and it's all about flavour upon flavour, and flavour upon flavour, but it doesn't have to be complicated. It is really quite straightforward as well. Okay, there you go. So let's do the third one. My pan's getting really hot. Let's just roll this one out. Also, like, if you wanted to have these rolled out, you could put them between greaseproof paper and cook them like fresh when you've got like family coming, or guests, or someone coming around, and then you've got the fresh naan straight off the pan. You could also roll them out, put them between greaseproof paper, and pop them into the freezer like that as well, and then have them ready, frozen as well. Okay, right, I'm going to do this last one. These other ones have been sitting here for about a couple of minutes, so they've had a bit of time to rest, and then we'll cook them. Right, there you go. So they're kind of like not thick, but they're not extremely thin as well, due to the fact that because they've got self-raising flour in them, they will rise. Okay, my pan here is feeling really nice and hot. I really don't want them to burn either, so I'll just turn that down slightly. Okay, just pop this on here, and what will happen is little bubbles will start to form. And just have a quick look at the dal. Oh yeah, dal's looking really good. Okay, so there you go. So because the pan was fairly hot, like not really hot, that took about 30 seconds, I think. And look at that beautiful colour, that lovely kind of like goldeny glow, really nice. It's looking good. So really straightforward. Basically, it's self-raising flour, yogurt, I had a pinch of salt in there, make the dough, let it rest for about 30 minutes to 40 minutes or so, because the one I made with you is just sitting here. This is one I made earlier, and then rolled them out. Okay, this was another 30 to 40 seconds or so, and then that will start to come up. You can put it over onto the flame, but I don't want to show you that way. Let me just get a spatula out. I also have one of these as well, so that helps. And then I'm just kind of like pressing down on the air bubble, just helping it along really. It's nice to have a bit of help now and again. So just helping the naan, and then there you go, look at that. Yeah, you can do it on the flame, but you know, I don't want to show you that. Unless you are then an expert, then do it. But as a beginner, no. And look at that, beautiful. Happy with that. I think you'll love it. Really straightforward and simple. Let's do the next one. Okay, the dal is looking really good. So I'm just going to, actually I'm going to bring it here. Pop it here. Switch that off. Pop this one on. Doing a bit of multitasking now. Okay, dal is looking amazing. So what I'm doing is just squishing it down now, and it's cooked. That didn't take long at all. That took about 20 minutes. Oh, because red lentil doesn't take that long to cook at all anyway. Okay, beautiful. Okay, let's do this second one. That needs just another few seconds. Look at that, so lovely. Okay, so I'll still let that cook, and then what we'll do the flavour bomb, the tadka, and then I'm going to finish it off with some fresh coriander and squeeze of lemon juice, and that is ready. So, like I said, let's just press it down a bit. Hopefully this one comes up. Oh dear, it's coming up. Can you see it? So yeah, give it a bit of time, and it comes up. I was panicking then, thinking, oh, it's not going to come up, but it did. There you go, look at that. Beautiful. Lovely. Oops, let's pop this in here. And let's do the last one. Okay, let's do the last one, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do. As that one's cooking, I'll just give the dal a quick little mix. Show you the beautiful dal. Pop it to the side, and then I'm going to start doing the tadka, which is the flavour bomb. So just a small pan here. To this, I'm going to add, I always use olive oil anyway. A nice little tablespoon, bit extra. You could put ghee in here, or butter, or your choice of oil, coconut oil. You know, you've got to do it as to what is right for you, right for your family. I like cooking with olive oil, so I cook with olive oil. So now to the olive oil. As it's heating up, I've got sliced, I love garlic. It's winter, let's just eat more garlic. So I've got a couple of cloves of garlic. I'm just going to add them to the oil. The oil is heating up. I like to do it this way. As the oil is heating up, I then like to add the garlic at that stage. So the oil and the garlic, as they heat up, they fuse together. And you get a really lovely, actually this would be really good just to paste onto the naans as well. But As they start to sizzle, here's the last naan. So you could make from about 200 grams to 250 grams is what's in the recipe. You can make about 8 naans from there. And just remember, with the naan recipe, I've said 250, but if you had 300 grams of flour and 300, then you just put 300 mils or grams of Greek yogurt. Beautiful. Are you going to make these? Go to my link in bio and get the recipes. Okay, perfect timing. Let's bring this to the side. Let me show you. I can turn this one off now. There you go. Lovely. So that is really beautiful. So I don't want to burn it. Really careful. Really, really don't want to burn it. And I'm going to now add in a teaspoon of cumin seeds, and they will again bring that extra layer of flavor, and they will start to sizzle. Okay, so this dal, I've just shown you the simple, really simple, basic dal today. But to the dal, you know, you can add, like we've got butternut squash season at the moment. You could add some butternut squash to this. You could add a handful of spinach or kale in at the end. Chopped up tomatoes is really nice. So here is the seasoned oil, cumin seeds and garlic. Okay, I'm just going to gently add that to the dal. So this is an extra flavor bomb, and stir that up. Yeah, I mean, a handful of spinach or kale would be lovely. Some chopped up tomatoes in there as well. It's quite nice. Or just like this. Just like this. I mean, this is the dal, and it's a beautiful hug in the bowl one. You can have it next day as a soup as well, you know, just put a little bit more water in. So what's going to happen to this, as it cools down, it does thicken up as well. So again, you can add some more water, or if you want, you can put coconut milk in there as well. So that makes it really beautiful and creamy. Okay, so we are nearly done. This is looking good. And okay, I have got some chopped up coriander and stalk, so I use everything. I use the stalk and the actual leaves. I've got a lemon here. I like to add a bit of tang as well to the dish, but firstly as well, it's a bit too hot, but make sure when you're cooking as well to just kind of like, when it's done, just to taste it. Taste the dal when it's cooled down a bit, to taste for salt, to see if you want to add any more spice to it. Saying that, I've got some garam masala in here. I'm going to add a little bit of the garam masala, which is the warming spices of cumin and cardamom, cloves. I'm now going to add the coriander leaves and squeeze in, if I can, some lemon juice, because I like a little bit of freshness to it as well. So that goes in like so, and then this is done. So I have made for you, you get the recipe. Beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful dal in 20 minutes. Not long at all. So obviously give yourself 10 minutes to prep everything and you're done. Look at that. Absolutely lovely. So yeah, thanks for joining. Head to my link in bio and you can get the recipes there. And I look forward to cooking with you again next time. So what I'll just quickly show you what I made. I made the dal and these beautiful naans today. There you go. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.